constant.
So hello everyone and welcome to today's SAP TechEd Expert Q&A for SAP Community. My name is Julia Rousseau and I'm part of the SAP Community team. I'm your host for today's call. Our topic is Suite Qualities for the Integrated Intelligent Suite. And the session will be recorded. So if you don't want to be recorded, please drop down now. But the recording will be available within the next 48 hours on the SAP Community YouTube channel. And our speaker for today is Carsten Puschke, Director of Cross-Product Architecture Product Management. And have you heard of Puschke's lecture on Suite Qualities, Key Ingredients for an Integrated Intelligent Enterprise, or come across the term Suite Qualities before? And are you interested about it? And then great that you've joined, as Carsten is going to hold an open Q&A right here in a few seconds. But now, before I hand over, I would like to make you aware of the SAP Community, an external facing platform where you can connect to other members and follow the SAP TechEd and the SAP Business Technology Platform tag to stay up to date. So thank you for joining. Carsten, the stage is yours.
Hey, thank you, Julia. Hey, Carsten speaking, and a warm welcome also from my end. Greetings from Dresden. It's not me being the only one for presenting and being there for you for your questions that you hopefully have a lot of. There's also Jochen aside me, who will be helping when it comes to difficult questions. Let's call it that way.
The question on the virtual coffee, I already don't have an answer, so thanks for the question anyway.
Julia, by the way, how many people do we have in the call actually? Just to get an idea.
We have 2 so far.
Okay, so family mode. That's what I wanted to figure out. So let's really keep it intensively with our discussion, bold and capital letters discussion. It's not something where we would only like to present materials, but also, since it is called a Q&A session, where we would like to get in touch with you with questions and answers right from the beginning. There will be, of course, a few minutes in where I'm gonna start setting the stage, but then even before we would run through each and every suite quality, we hopefully already get a few questions from you that we can then interactively jump from one suite quality to the other that are of highest priority for you. Okay, so and setting the stage, and as you can already see here, are a few slides about the integration plan of SAP in the cloud, and then let's see, we will jump into the suite qualities, then at the end ending up with some roadmap statements. Hey, what can you expect by when, and where are the sources and the resources to get that information? Okay, so what's the SAP integration plan in the cloud? The following, customers and partners are always requesting new features and functions from their software providers, solution providers like SAP and all the others, but specifically for SAP, it became more and more relevant for enhancements, improvements in terms of integration and harmonization of the various product solutions, specifically the cloud solutions that SAP offers to you. And that goes together with the following 5 buckets here: aligned domain model to be established, to easily combine and connect the different data sources and data pools from the various solutions, seamless user experience. Hey, the customer data cloud looks different and commerce cloud, then sales cloud, and so forth. There is a need for improvement. Out of the box integrations, just think about the integration suite, formerly known as Cloud Platform Process Integration, CPI and alike. That falls under that bucket. As I already said, high quality of master data. So of course, not each and every persistency layer for the different solutions. All of these can be brought together to one data pool in terms of a single source of master data. But there is definitely something to be enhanced in terms of master data integration. And security is another aspect that comes across our tables more and more, and where the customers and partners are saying, hey, logon procedure here is different than the logon procedure there, and the security mechanisms are different. And me being the architect for my customer landscape would definitely need a more harmonized identity and security management for your SAP solutions. Okay. And so we came up with this architecture overview. Of course, it's a marketing slide depicting things quite high levelly. Nonetheless, it's well describing how things are going together from the bottom, the technology layer, to the top, the business process layers, yeah, and the business processes. And as you can see here in between, as the glue code or glue methodology, so to speak, there are the suite qualities, as you can see them here on the slide from the left to the right. Seamless user experience up to the right, where it stands end-to-end business process blueprints. There are now these 7 suite qualities, and what I just said before, the customer demands. So more or less the suite qualities are reflecting your needs, and therefore we set up a dedicated program, let's call it that way, to establish these suite qualities internally between the different development organizations, also then of course influenced by you guys. So it's not something that you get on per definition because SAP has decided. No, definitely something that goes together with your feedback and your needs, and therefore these suite qualities have been established and are positioned so heavily these days. Even this week there will be a new update of the following. Let me go to the next slide, the integration strategy paper. And if you will be getting the slides later on, clicking here on that integration strategy paper link, you will be getting a first glimpse, more detailed view on what are we trying to achieve with our integration strategy. So that's a 15-minute read, I would say, of a PDF document, 11 pages long or so. And in there are the following suite qualities, again, described a bit more in detail. So you get the buzzwords, what are we doing and what can you expect? And then it goes more into the details and I heavily recommend to you this Open SAP course, where we started with beginning this year at down right hand side. Already 11,000 people took part in the course, and the lectures and the units about the business processes. As you may remember from the marketing slide at the top, the business processes got introduced in more detail. And then also there was one dedicated week where I personally had the pleasure to introduce all the 7 suite qualities. So beside our little session today, or in addition to our little session today, I really recommend you to visit opensap.com courses and then IIS, as you can see here. Here's the link. And then you get a 15-minute presentation dedicated to each and every suite quality. All right.
Carsten, I didn't want to interrupt you, but your video has stopped or is stuck. So if you maybe stop sharing your video and then start sharing your video, then maybe it will show your face again.
It seems that my Zoom got stuck. Give me a second. So application doesn't react anymore. That's what it is telling me. What I can do. So what slide are you seeing actually? Nothing.
Welcome to week 3.
We see the open SAP.
Okay, this is what you see actually.
Yes, we do.
So sweet qualities, this one?
Yes. So maybe we continue without the camera before you have to restart your PC also.
Okay, but you can see now the...
Yes, we can see the slides and we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, you can't see me, but you can hear me and you see the slides.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, that is cool. So you know how I'm looking like not of interest any longer. I don't know if you can see me now again. Now I see myself again. Sweet qualities. All right, folks. Then again, here another slide trying to depict how the sweet qualities are fitting into the different business processes. And there are 4 ones actually for business processes, more to come. That's not the end of the story. Also, always important to tell you that this is some kind of a snapshot. Things are evolving always. And beside lead to cash, source to pay, recruit to retire, design to operate, people are internally already discussing what are additional business processes or sub-business processes, SUB, sub-business processes, underneath or beside these 4 that are becoming more and more relevant and where these sweet qualities need to fit into, all right? And again, so that's closing my little introduction with the customer demands, hopefully also your demands. Now already opening up the discussion, where do your shoes pinch, all right? Where do you see a need that your actually being used SAP portfolio needs improvement? So guys, question into the round. What of these 5 boxes, or which of those 7 sweet qualities are of highest priority for you? Can you still hear me, Jochen?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, because the video got broken again. Johan, any thoughts, or the other colleague, which I do not see actually because of my presentation mode? Or you can also answer.
I'm seeing Richard online. So yeah, also if you need some more detail on any of the sweet qualities, just let us know, right?
Yeah. So are you intended to visit the session to just get the overview? Johan and Richard. All right.
So again, feel free. You can write. You can also unmute yourself. Just let's talk. That's fine as well. Either way.
I think Carsten has dropped out.
We lost Carsten, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm still here, so Julia, you and I, we can take this. So let's give Carsten time to rejoin. So Johan, Richard, anything we can help you with, or anything that you have issues with when it comes to integrating, would also help to understand what your major pain points are.
Good morning. You mean? No, I'm just. I was just listening into this chat to see others' questions and your answers to those ones. So I'm just a listener because I'm very new of this topic.
Okay, fair enough. That's okay. Yeah, Johan, from your end, any questions or guidance for us? Anything?
Sorry, I got kicked out.
That's fine. We can hear you again, Carsten.
Okay, so let me share my screen again. This one, and presentation is here.
So again, if you're interested, Richard, you said you're here, you mainly wanted to get an overview. If you're interested in more deep dive in any of the topics that Carsten shared, maybe Carsten, you can share the slide with the 7 sweet qualities again.
Yeah,
we can of course go into a little bit more detail, but we did want to leave room for questions.
All right. By the way, let's get started the following. Richard and Johan, or Julia, can we open up the mics for the 2 colleagues?
Yes, they are open. They just have to unmute themselves.
Okay. Then to get started a bit easier, what are your roles within your company? just to get an understanding what your responsibilities within your company are, Richard and Johan. Are you ready?
I'm a developer and a technical consultant because I have quite wide range of skill set. So I'm able to install an SAP system, and of course nowadays we have to be open for the cloud. And I already participated in projects where we have used the integration services. So, and I'm also did some projects where we use this in live, the integration service. So this is why I was interested in this topic, and what news I can hear about, and what this new business technology platform can give or boost these things. So that's why I was interested. And I realized when we did that project, and we were just using very simple iFlows. We have just connected SuccessFactors to an on-premise system, and I was participating in a SAP Hungary project where they implemented this invoice sending solution from SAP, which requires integration services, some iFlows to set up, to send the data to the tax authorities. So this is my expertise came in. And when we did some developments at the time, we were lucky because we were we did this project together with SAP Hungary. So they helped us to get the required person who has the knowledge that we were really missing at the time. And these guys came from the Russian SAP. So it was really a multinational project because I think if I can have one question, that would be is there any good location where we can find information guides for this? For example, I participated in many sessions in the past month, and I realized that there is a lot of new sites where different solution can collect their materials. And do you have something similar for the integration suite components?
Yes, we do. So I mean, of course. So you're referring to the integration suite in particular, right? Which is of course just a part of the whole integration story. Here, I would actually recommend the help pages. I mean, help.sap.com. You'll find the up-to-date documentation on the integration suite, right? What Carsten was talking about is mainly like what do we do to kind of pre-integrate our applications. Carsten, if you could show maybe the slide again with the 7 suite qualities.
Yeah.
We can talk a little bit more. So of course, integration suite comes in when you want to do more on top of that, right? So, but the push towards the suite qualities is, is our approach to make sure that everything is integrated from the beginning as much as possible. Of course, there will be use cases where you have extensions and where you want to connect third-party systems. Then, of course, you want to go for the integration suite. But the idea here, let's just start with the left, right? With the integrated user experience, is that you as a customer partner, you actually don't have to do anything to make the applications look and feel the same, right? So you buy a suite of applications and they feel like one application. This is what we have here in seamless user experience. In workflow, for instance, it's about having one particular inbox to getting all your tasks. So you don't have to configure integration suite or anything else. But you will, from the get-go, you will get all the tasks that come up in your different individual applications in one central task center, as we call it, right? So we again pre-integrate this. The end-to-end blueprint, process blueprints, is a documentation, and here I can refer you to api.sap.com. You will find detailed documentation of all the processes that you see here on the top. And you will see which which solutions are part of these processes and the data flows and all the information that you need to understand the processes and see what goes from A to B, which APIs are used and so on. And the aligned domain model, it's essentially we're building I guess lingua franca for exchanging data between applications, right? So today you have the situation that each data model of each application is slightly different. And that will also, of course, in the future, the case that every application has their data model. But to integrate today, we have point-to-point integrations, right? They work quite well, but you do need to set them up, right? If you want, I don't know, success factors to talk to S/4HANA, this is definitely possible, but you need to set it up manually. And the push here is that we, introduce a language we called one domain model, ODM, which then, is kind of the exchange format and language for any kind of master data that goes from A to B, and even also transactional data, right? So we're harmonizing the way that our applications talk to each other. Carsten, now we don't see the slide anymore. We see thank you. Yeah.
Can you share some links that I can read more about this object domain model?
Yes, we can. Carsten, I think can you post maybe the link to the Open SAP course, because I think that's the best source where it talks about not only ODM but also the other 7 suite qualities.
For many things, the SAP API Business Hub is a good point to start. Here at the top, you can see. Let me log on first. Bang. Here we go. Explorers, and here you can see the SAP One Domain Model Explorer to get an idea. Hey, what are the domains that SAP is already offering? Workforce is our most loved one, and here you can see types and things. So-called also then entities, workforce person. By clicking on that, give it a second, you would then get the various applications are using workforce person in their data sets, in the persistence layer. And now, while talking to each other, being it's S4 cloud to success factors, they would use all these attributes here in exchanging information. Also then described here on the right-hand side. Let me go up a bit. Workforce person, namespace, and so forth, and you get an idea. Hey, how do these data?
This is really great.
Or business objects look like, and how do they also then following the dashed lines here? How do they correlate to each other? Okay, this is what where you get a first glimpse into.
This is the first time I hear about this.
Super.
Maybe I just from the slides it was not obvious for me, but I think it's a really cool stuff, because it's really make the life easier for developers to use this.
Sorry, the slides we had was a bit high level, and that's why I said we can drill down in any of the topics. Just one note here. This is a starting point. So the ODM is currently being defined, and what we are essentially the way this works is we get the different lines of business together, and they align their data model at least. So right within the database, of course, it's still the same, but they make sure that the APIs are aligned. And when we talk about a workforce person in S/4HANA, it will be the same as workforce person in success factors, at least when we talk about switching data back and forth. And you will see here over time a growing number of business objects, right? So we have quite a few in there already, but it will grow quickly. This is we have a significant team that is just working on aligning the language across all the lines of business.
The slides are there as well. Richard, look, will be delivered afterwards. Here's the link to the SAP API Business Hub. Looking on the screenshot, you get the details. Okay, here are the explorers. Here's the one domain model. That was the situation before. You get the context. You had to map things between you had to establish one-to-one relationships all the time before the SAP one domain model came in place, and things then got evolved from this figure here via master data governance to now SAP Master Data Integration Service that you can use to ease your daily work, the way you need to handle things by doing things just once. Documentation is available, Richard, help.sap.com, where you can browse for master data integration, where you can browse for the SAP One Domain model, and hopefully save some time in order to set up your systems.
So this one working with this master data integration
yes
components. So we have to upload all the data from the different systems in here and
no.
You don't have to upload this at all. I mean, you know, this is the ODM, the one domain model it's called. It's just an exchange format, and the MDI, the data integration, is kind of the hub sending data from one point to another, right? So technically, it's a Kafka system essentially.
It's kind of proxy for the data access.
Exactly. So it sends data from one system to another, and you know, you kind of instead of having point-to-point connections, you have a hub and spoke model, right? So the hub is the master data integration.
Yeah, I see.
And then you have centrally connected all the different systems, and they always talk using this ODM format. Normally, as a user, you wouldn't even notice. You don't see that format, right? It's just this is how the data is being. You know, there's essentially data in JSON format going back and forth, and the format that is described is called ODM. Normally, you wouldn't know or see that. I think what's relevant for you is what Carsten showed, the Explorer, where you see the attributes of the fields, and you can work with that.
And again, Richard, look, there's another slide at the end of the presentation. What we are talking about is exactly this here at the top, today, but similar to the presentation that we held for SAP TechEd for the suite qualities, providing the overview, there is a dedicated one covering the SAP One Domain model and SAP Master Data Integration. So this link is directly routing you, as you can see here, to YouTube, and there's our colleague Rui Noguera covering in detail how all these things are playing together. So presentation is there, and then you can also
I definitely will watch.
Approach Rui directly, or you may getting back to us, to Jochen and myself, so we can help you at any time. And a few more presentations that I put here in that summary slide for you guys. Hope all the information is available. Also, what Jochen just said here, lingua franca, there's a blog post in the SAP community, and how it goes together with the domain-driven design approach. You get the methodology, and you get into how things to be used.
I just saw, Johan, you also posted some messages. I'd like to also answer to that. So sorry about that. How much time do we actually have left, Julia, for Q&A?
We have 15 minutes left, so a lot of time.
Then no rush. Okay, sorry. Then Carsten, please finish this. And I thought we have only 1 minute. Sorry.
I'm done. I also checked. I had that window open here in parallel on my other screen, where Johan was already putting in his questions. Richard, if okay, to Johan, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Getting a bit more closer to his question. So Johan, I see you are with ABB, and the facts that, or the things that you are dealing with is multi-cloud, Jochen, as you can read.
So I can say a few words about it. So I found it's a very interesting topic you're in. I mean, this is I think a general trend that we're seeing from our customers, right? Moving to selling hardware to instead selling services. And in fact, there's a solution, I don't know if you know it, it's called Asset Intelligence Network, AIN, which is exactly built for this purpose, right? So it's about managing data about particular assets. So let's assume you have a robot. You wrote here, you have, ABB is essentially renting out robots to other companies. Then you would be able to keep track of which robots are where, what is their software release, who is responsible for maintenance, all of these details. So And so this is something that I would recommend. Just go to AIN, SAP AIN, Asset Intelligence Network, and look into that. So it's really made. We built this solution about I think 5 years ago, and it's essentially really made for the industrial machinery component market. So have you had any contact to this already, or any experience with it, Johan? So you can also put your mic live, or you can write, either way. And I just see you wrote KUKA Switzerland has the same issue. Yeah. Johan, are you?
May give him some time to
yeah, sure.
To put the answers in. Even during our research days, so years back, I already experienced these things by talking to a forklift manufacturer up there in Hamburg, who also wanted to change their business model or plan for that, to sell not the forklifts but services the same way that you just mentioned here, Johan. So
okay, so you wrote there's some building work, so it's loud on your side. Okay, then let me just type the answers so at least you have a reference. So I'm just gonna type that for you. And we also see, I just saw we have Mohammed in the line. Hi, Mohammed. How can we help you? Any questions, feedback from your side?
Jochen, do we have more hints or advices in terms of multi-cloud setup then, or things, colleagues that we can route Johan to in terms of bringing different cloud environments together, even using then applications from Microsoft or together with applications from SAP, things like that? Is it harsh, the integration suite folks, that should be addressed? What we can promise?
Yeah, we can certainly connect you to that, because I think we would have to discuss in detail what do you mean with multi-cloud. Of course, SAP itself, deploys application on all kinds of clouds. So, GCP, AWS, Azure, and so on. But not every application is available on every cloud, that's for sure. So we would have to take it offline. If you just want to send an email to Carsten or I, and then we can find the colleagues within SAP that can help you.
So Johan, more specifically, is it working the way that you are using different cloud environments as your infrastructure layers, where, I don't know, applications from just one software provider, service provider like SAP is being used? Or is it the way that you are using, in our terminology, third-party solutions, being it from Microsoft, being it from others, that are running on various cloud stacks? Maybe also for China, Alibaba, that's what Johan is writing. So just wanted to get an understanding, different cloud infrastructures and using a set of applications coming from one provider, or is it even more complex, various applications on various cloud stacks? If not answered now, then maybe later on, just drop us an email and we can discuss further, also then routing you to the folks who really deal with these things. We want to use SAP standard as much as possible, still design phase. Okay, good. Yeah,
I would recommend you have a conversation, just drop us an email. I would recommend we have a follow-up conversation with a product management around Asset Intelligence Network, because that's the solution that addresses that topic. I cannot tell you on, with regarding to multi-cloud, not an expert in it, but we can certainly find somebody.
Yeah. What we are, just to set the stage again, or the expectation, what we are dealing here with our organization is, of course, mainly around the harmonization of our own, sometimes highly diverse portfolio, as I said, coming from the different lines of businesses. As you can see here, this slide is depicting it very well. Here's SAP S/4HANA Cloud, Customer Experience, SAP Ariba, all the others. We are primarily, not exclusively, but primarily looking into the harmonization of our own portfolio to provide you a real and well-integrated software stack, cloud stack, running on different infrastructures. So we are all, heterogeneity comes into play when we are talking about, hey, does it run on Azure? Hey, does it run on Alibaba? Does it run on in our own data centers? Yes, this is what we are primarily looking into, but we hear you, Johan, and that's what we also brought into the discussions between the different lines of businesses. We also need to consider third-party applications as well-integrated software pieces, let's call it that way, for your individual intelligent enterprise setup. But primarily these 7 suite qualities are looking into the harmonization of all the different applications that you can see here at the top, and many more. But this is what we primarily looking into with the suite qualities. Of course, we need to provide an answer here and there for things that you, Johan, brought up during the discussion. All right, Richard, anything else in addition that came into your mind? Still a few minutes left to talk.
Also, Mohammed, if you would like to say something or have a question.
Just another example that might be of interest for you, Richard. Let me go back to the slides. Things that I also, what I personally also like how SAP is moving forward is that the SAP API Business Hub becomes more and more consistent and intuitive for guys like you. So when it comes to end-to-end process blueprints, and also maybe relevant for Johan, because you are still in the design phase of your system, what you will get, or what you will be getting here with the end-to-end business process blueprints is the following. There is here on the left-hand side, these are now screenshots, some kind of a screenshot demo. There are the business processes, and there are the different business processes that we already included, more to come, as I said, evolving. And there are then from lead to cash, you would be jumping to the following, where you can see there are different sequences of a lead to cash process, like if we read from the top, contact to lead, down to the very right-hand side, deliver subscriptions. You get these end-to-end scenarios and even the sub-steps into your hands, and then you can, this was my example, look into order to cash, and then specifically into invoice to cash. And if you click on this plus sign, you are then jumping from the business view to the IT view. So another step forward with the API Business Hub, where we are connecting business views with the underlying landscape setup. And you can see here then at the left-hand side, these are the different solutions being part of invoice to cash. And that's now a so-called software collaboration diagram. And if you click then on one of these dashed arrows here, you would then really dive into the details. Okay, what are the APIs being relevant for this particular, I go back one slide, step here where SAP Commerce Cloud is talking to SAP S/4HANA Cloud. And there are the APIs. You get a sandbox system. Maybe that's what you know from your daily work into your hands. Okay, this is the way how I need to set up my API calls, or what an API gets as information from another system. You can try that out. And you can also then jump into the documentation. So to my point of view, really a step forward from getting from the top, this is the business process that I would like to set up, to the bottom, the details. How do I do that with regards to the APIs that the various solutions of SAP are offering? And how do I need to connect them? Here you get the details. You can jump to help.sap.com. All these things are now also nicely put together in the SAP API Business Hub. Not just a collection of the millions of APIs that the various SAP solutions are offering, but they are being put into context to each other from a business point of view. Hope that helps you too in your design phase, Johan, and also in your project, Richard, that you brought up with aligned domain models and stuff. There are a lot of things are coming together here on the API Business Hub. Just another example, and many more. You will be getting the slides. Things are progressing in terms of user experience. Aligned domain models have been quite well covered during the presentation. Master data integration service as well. One workflow inbox slides, consistent security and identity management. Always just the buzzwords here, but maybe then bringing you to further questions. And as I said, to round that up now here, go to the Open SAP course, follow the presentations that I and my colleagues have been put together for you. Hope that answers most of your questions. If not, Carsten will be there via email, Jochen will be there via email to either answer to your questions directly, or at least we will dispatch them to our experts being in charge for the various solutions that you are trying to set up or that you are working with on a daily basis. These were my final words, so to speak.
Since you have the slide open here, I just, maybe we haven't talked much about security, just what's in there. So a couple of things. The first one is single sign-on, making sure that we have, you only have to log in once when you go to any SAP application. And the second thing that's is about positioning or having a central user management, right? So using the SAP Identity Provisioning Service as the central store for all users. If you already have another IDP identity provider, then of course it can connect and work as a proxy. But really, the idea is you centrally manage all your users and also the roles and so on in IPS and IS, the Identity Authentication Service.
Yeah.
And this is really what the suite quality is about, right? Making it easy. We're also working, of course, on having central unique user UUID to be able to identify users across applications. So it's very central, of course, for the one inbox. If you're getting tasks from different systems, you want to know, which user do they correspond to. So these are the topics that are underneath the heading here of security.
Yeah, and there are many, many more aspects. Coordinated lifecycle management, suite quality, the buzzwords. Again, I highly recommend the Open SAP course to get the details. Analytics is covered with the suite qualities, and then more information about the suite qualities. The slides will be yours in another day, and the roadmap information is being given, and the things that I put up already a few minutes earlier are summarized here. Really helpful links, I would say. So take a look into that. And again, our offering is to contact us at the end. Here are our email addresses disclosed to you that you will be also getting afterwards, Jochen and myself. If we cannot answer the questions right away, we will dispatch them to the experts, and be assured that you will be getting the right answers from us. Okay. So, Julia, being the host of our call, last slide here, I don't know if you have some final words to be told, then I would simply hand over back to you to close our little session.
Yes, thank you, Carsten and Jochen, for the amazing session, and thank you the rest for joining. I hope that you have much more insights. And if you want to have more information on SAP TechEd or SAP Business Technology Platform, then just follow the tags on the SAP community. So thank you very much for joining, and have a great rest of the day.